Izzo. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Metcalf. What news hath ye?
I hear tell that the parish church is running an auction to raise funds for the church's firewood supply.
Ah, yes, it is getting nippy outside. Time to collect the firewood and stock up on hay.
And did you notice that the sun appeared to rise an hour earlier today?
Yes, very, very curious. But back to the auction. Canst thou tell me more about it?
I can, Mistress Izzo. It will be on Saturday, November 15th, starting at 5:30 p.m. in the Parish Hall. It is to raise funds, but also to celebrate our great victory against the East India Company with their tyrannical tea tax. There will be music, but no dancing. There will be food and good conversation while congregants peruse the many items contained in the silent and live auction.
Oh, I suppose that means that the church ladies will be expected to bring supper?
No. Food from another crown colony will be provided so that the church ladies may fully partake of the auction. And activities will be provided for children so that parents may participate.
Fun activities, I prithee, rather than chores and pizza?
Oh, yes, to be sure. But parents must tell someone that their children will be coming that evening.
Yes, an excellent idea. I would be happy to have them tell me. But how will we know how many to provide dinner for?
Thou asks a good question. They should come to the auction table after church today to register for the dinner. We ask parishioners who attend to contribute for the meal, as is explained at the auction table.
I heard from my neighbor that there are 2 auctions happening. Is this true?
There are 2 elements to the auction. There is the evening event on November 15th with a live and silent auction. But parish congregants and townspeople have been so generous that we have many items to auction off. So we have a separate online auction that started yesterday and runs through noontime on November 15th. Townspeople can go to the website and register for the online auction and bid on those items from the comfort of their own home.
Oh. Will those items in the online auction be available at the live auction?
No. They are only available on the website.
Okay, so we have an online auction running from November 1 to November 15th where people can bid, and separately we have an evening event on November 15th right here in the Parish Hall. And all of this is to celebrate the Boston Tea Party and raise funds for the church.
Yes, Mr. Izzo. And will I see you at this grand event?
Certainly, Mr. Metcalf. But I do have one question.
What is that?
What is an online auction?
I have no idea.
Morning. Welcome to Sunday worship at First Parish in Concord. My name is Leah Russell.
My pronouns are she, her, and I am pleased and honored to serve on your governing board. Welcome to all who are gathered here in our beautiful historic sanctuary, and to everyone joining on Zoom from the comfort of home. We welcome you with all the identities you carry, with all the beliefs you hold and don't hold, with all of your questions and all of your doubts. We welcome you with all the gifts you bear, with all the burdens you shoulder, with all of your joy and all of your heartache. Welcome to this house of worship where love is at the center of all we strive to do and all we aspire to be. If you are visiting or new to the congregation and need assistance during the service, please chat with your online Zoom host or see one of our ushers in the rear of the sanctuary. And if sitting still is not in the cards for you today, the parlor downstairs serves as our wiggle room, where young ones and old ones can play, accompanied by their adult caregivers while the service streams on a large screen. After the service, you're invited to coffee hour in the parish hall downstairs, where members of the welcoming and membership team will be available to answer questions and to help get you connected. As your governing board rep for the morning, I'll be available for questions and conversations, so please come by and say hello. This morning, we are celebrating our traditional All Souls service by honoring the memories of loved ones who have passed before us. Together, we will build an All Souls remembrance altar to bring their spirits close. If you brought photos or other memorabilia, please keep them with you in the pews until our worship leaders invite you to bring them forward. And for those of you without an item from home, there are slips of paper in each pew for you to write the names of loved ones and add them to the altar when it's time. Welcome once again. To gather in worship is a sacred act, and your presence among us is a blessing. We are glad and grateful that you are here.
Good morning, everyone. We began our hour of worship by kindling the flaming chalice, the symbol of our Unitarian Universalist tradition, a beacon of love and justice in our beautiful and broken world. Leah will kindle the chalice flame, and as she does, please join us in the unison chalice lighting words for the month of November and our theme, Nurturing Gratitude. The words are on the screen. We light our chalice this morning, grateful for the love that we experience in this beloved community. May the flame light the way for all who seek such abundance. Come into this community of love and gratitude and let us worship together. Please rise and body your spirit for our opening hymn, number 103, For All the Saints.
All For those of you who I've yet to meet, I am the Reverend Amy Friedman. My pronouns are she, her, and I serve as your Minister of Religious Education. And first, I have a message just for the young people. We want you to know that today our time for all ages is the altar building. And so if your family has brought a photograph or if you've brought a name that you want to put up on the altar, you'll do it when everyone else comes forward. But I do want to invite you, if you'd like to sit in the first few pews so you don't have to go all the way back with your family and then all the way forward to go to RE, you're welcome to do that. This is a liminal time. The wheel of the year is always turning, but this moment is halfway between autumn equinox and winter solstice. In earth-centered traditions, it is the spiritual new year. The harvest is coming to an end. Days and earlier, nights are growing longer. Our weather is becoming cooler. Nature's descent into the sacred dark. This is a reflective time.
One thing that we sometimes forget is that we are gathered here as many generations. Not only is our existence dependent on the cycles of the earth to sustain us, but our lives are shaped by those people who came before us. Parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, great-great-grandparents, and so on. Through this ritual, we honor our loved ones who have died and our ancestors who we may have never met, but who made our lives possible and whose stories and legacies we carry on in our living.
In a moment, we will create our altar. You're invited to bring up with you the photos and trinkets that you may have brought from home, or maybe you carry them with you in your pocketbook. And as was mentioned already, there are slips of paper in the pew, so if a name comes to you that you wish to remember and honor today, you are also welcome to write on a slip of paper and bring them to lay on the altar or clip up onto our trellis. We come together to grieve those who have died, to honor their memories, to share their stories, and to feel their love. Please come forward as you're so moved.
sitting in the front row, I was so moved by the love and tenderness and reverence that you all had when you brought up your photos and when you cared for each other. So thank you. May the spirits of these beloved ones, so many beautiful faces, may their spirits be present with us today, whatever that means for each of us. May their wisdom, their courage, and their love help guide us today and in the days to come. And when the waves of grief feel particularly heavy, may we know that we mourn not alone. May we feel held in the embrace of this community, and may our ancestors and loved ones who have transitioned into the great beyond be able to rest too in our abiding love. Amen.
So today in our religious exploration time, kindergarten through 5th graders will continue with sharing of memories by creating memory boxes. And our Crossing Paths class will begin our unit on Hinduism. And if you have preschoolers with you today, our little RE happens downstairs in the Milldam Nursery School, and that is available to you as well. Let us join together in song.
The Reverend Jennifer Johnson. My pronouns are she and her, and I am so glad and grateful to serve as the lead minister here at First Parish in Concord, and I echo what Reverend Jenna said about how moving it was to witness the creation of this altar, and I really palpably felt the love moving between and around us, and felt the presence of so many loving spirits and still feel them with us. And I want to also acknowledge that when we come into this space, some of us are remembering loved ones who died many years or even decades ago, and others of us are remembering loved ones who died just weeks ago, a few short months ago. And so the sharpness of our pain is different. You know, we bring different degrees of emotion into this space. And I just want to say we can hold it all and hold it all together in love and care. Each Sunday, when we pass the collection plate, as we're about to do, we're making a sacrament of generosity. We practice generosity as a way to live our spiritual values in a tangible way. And today I want to acknowledge that this practice of generosity is especially critical because we know that urgently needed nutrition assistance has been cut off from millions of our human siblings in this country, and healthcare premiums are about to skyrocket. And as people of progressive faith, we believe in shaping a world where all people equitably share in the abundant resources of our planet, a world where we all flourish together because we all have what we need to thrive as individuals. In the face of the current federal government's cruel indifference to the basic needs of its people, We can do our part to direct our resources to those most in need as we are able. Your ministry team has begun to gather information about ways to support trusted community partners who address food insecurity and hunger relief as their mission, and that you can support during this time. We've sent some initial information in our newsletters, and we will continue to do so throughout this time of crisis. And I also want to lift up that if you or someone you know and care about is in need of financial assistance during this time, please reach out to one of your ministers. We have resources designated for temporary financial assistance, and we can make referrals to our partners, and we do so with love and discretion. And now, I invite you to give as generously as you are able to support the ministries of this loving congregation and the mission of one of those trusted local partners. The beneficiary of our Share the Plate collection for the month of November is Boston Area Gleaners, and their mission is to their organization is a regional food systems organization working at the intersection of farming, food waste, and hunger relief. They work to increase access to fresh fruits and vegetables across our communities while supporting our region's farms and reducing systemic food waste, increasing the viability of regional farms, and the health of communities who have historically suffered from inequity in the food system, communities that are going to suffer most acutely in these weeks. This morning's offering will now be generously given and gratefully received. go. Thank you, Simon. So moving. Our reading for the second week running comes from Henri Nouwen, the late and wonderful more intimate to us after death than they were with us in life. choir. Thank you. Your ministry is always, and especially today, is so powerful. Your ministry of song and spirit. You sing from your bodies, your hearts, and your souls. And I want you to know that as you were singing this morning, you brought me my Grandma Dora. I could feel her cheek against mine. She liked to press cheek to cheek. And you brought me my Aunt Mary, who was the person when I was very little, she'd sit on the floor with me. And as I was getting older and more melancholic, she'd sit across from me on her living room floor and let me pour my young heart out to her. So thank you. I wanted you to know that. I don't have to tell you, but I will, that we are living in a time of extraordinary and rapid change. The old world order is no longer sustainable, and human beings are struggling, really struggling, to bring a new order into being. Towards what world, what vision are we moving, turning, journeying? The struggle of our time, of the here and now, is a struggle over competing visions for a new world order. Are we giving rise to what in progressive faith communities we call the beloved community? One human family that honors the interconnectedness of all beings and promotes individual thriving and shared flourishing. A world grounded in our Unitarian Universalist values of interdependence, equity, transformation, pluralism, generosity, and justice, guided by the spiritual discipline of love? Or will we give rise to a world of concentrated power, divided into haves and have-nots, a world order that prioritizes certain groups of people, subordinates others, and distributes the resources needed to thrive accordingly? A world governed through cruel hierarchy and guided by an ethic of competition and control. Here in this community of love and gratitude, we know which world we want. We know our values. We commit to love. We are in the struggle, and we are moving forward towards the world of our heart's deepest longing. We are practicing love, and we are grateful for the abundance of goodwill we find here and together in this holy moment and all the holy moments that bring us together. We are grateful for one another. We are grateful that we are not alone. But sometimes I feel lonely. I find myself especially lonely for the friends who are not with me anymore in the here and now, in this chapter of the great struggle. The friends who used to help me feel anchored in times of chaos and despair. I'm lonely for my grandfather, Harold Eisner, and for my aunt, Ann Eisner. My grandfather, who showed me that I am precious and cherished. My Annie, who helped me know that I am smart and strong. I grieve for them. I grieve that they have missed so much beauty and goodness in the time since they passed, and progress too, the glimpses of the hoped-for future that are present even in the struggle, and especially for them, for us, in the lives and potential of the great-grandchildren and great-nieces, nephews, and nibblings they never got a chance to know in this life. I grieve for me. I grieve that they are not here to guide me in today's struggle. What wisdom would they have offered? What comfort? How would they have helped me to know how to respond? What conversations would we have had? Mostly, I wonder how they would help me to be brave, because this struggle takes courage. Sometimes I wish I had a resurrection stone. Do any of you know what I mean by a resurrection stone? A few of you. It's from the Harry Potter series of books and films. Before I go on to describe the resurrection stone, I want to acknowledge that drawing on ideas from the Harry Potter series has become fraught. Seriously, because of the harmful positions that the author has expressed about transgender and gender nonconforming people. Perhaps not for all of you, but for my generation, especially of parents, the series was so present in the cultural waters during that era when I raised my children that ideas from the book simply inhabit my brain. I choose to engage them with my own values and perspectives rather than give them over. Doing so in no way means I condone the author's harmful and exclusionary views. I do not, and I take this as an opportunity to affirm clearly and unequivocally that trans lives are sacred. Like us, Harry Potter and his wizarding friends find themselves in a time of intense transition with competing visions of the future wizarding world order. On the one hand, Harry and his friends adhere to a worldview of love and friendship, abundance and generosity, where the unique magical gifts of each wizard and witch are lovingly nurtured in an intergenerational community, embodied most notably at the Hogwarts School. They struggle against the vision of Lord Voldemort, a megalomaniacal dictator thirsty for absolute power, and his band of cruel followers, the Death Eaters. By the seventh and final book, Harry and his fellow Hogwarts students and teachers are in all-out war with Voldemort and the Death Eaters. In the midst of battle, Harry is called upon to make the ultimate sacrifice in order to bring down Lord Voldemort. And he must face the enemy alone. Understandably, he is afraid. Like us, he needs courage. It's at this critical moment that he is unable to unlock the magic of the resurrection stone, which allows him to summon his most cherished loved ones who have sacrificed and died before him. As Harry encloses the stone in his palm, the spectral figures of his loved ones appear. His mother and father killed by Voldemort when Harry is just a baby. Harry's godfather, Sirius Black, and his friend and mentor, Remus Lupin. Harry's shadowy mother reaches out her hand and says, "You've been so brave, sweetheart." "Why are you here, all of you?" Harry asks. "We never left." "Does it hurt, dying?" he asks. "It's quicker than falling asleep." "You're nearly there, son. You'll stay with me until the end, and he won't be able to see you?" "No, we're here, you see." Sirius points to Harry's heart. "Stay close to me." "Always," they reassure him. Harry goes on to defeat Lord Voldemort, and the collective courage of the Hogwarts army takes down the Death Eaters. Hope is restored. There's more journeying ahead, to be sure, but love and friendship prevail in this battle of the long struggle. Yet in order to prevail, Harry needed the companionship of his beloved dead. He needed them with him, not in body, but in spirit. As it turns out, the resurrection stone didn't contain any remarkable supernatural magic. As Harry's loved ones teach him, they're here, close to us, always. In Harry's heart, in all of our hearts, magic and muggle alike. But sometimes we need a little something to remind us that we can summon the companionship of our loved ones who have died before us. Perhaps a small object like Harry's resurrection stone, perhaps a photograph, a loving phrase or pet name or running joke, an image in the mind's eye. One of those little somethings for me is this handkerchief. My grandfather gave it to me to wipe my tears when Annie, his eldest daughter, my aunt, died 28 years ago. I remember walking the long hospital hallway to her room in the ICU after we got the news that she had passed. My grandfather, always my hero, my rock, my delight, he looked frail and bereft in the harsh fluorescent light. I reached out my hand for his, as he had done for mine countless times in my childhood, as familiar and reassuring as any hand I've ever held. When we reached the doorway, my grandfather observed my tears, reached into his breast pocket for this handkerchief. In this season of All Souls, known in Celtic tradition as the thinning of the veil, we observe that the barrier between material reality and the spiritual world is permeable. It's not a complete boundary. We can reach right through it and be present with our loved ones in spirit. We remember that the touch of an object, the invocation of a phrase, the turn of a memory, that with those things we can be with them now and until the end. We remember that we can summon their companionship in our hours of struggle. We can take courage from them to face our greatest fears. Who do you remember? Who is with you right now, summoned by the grace of memory into this sacred space and this holy moment, with us in spirit, now and always, holding us in their love?
As we gather this morning to remember those who have gone before us in love, we also tend the living bonds among us by sharing our joys and sorrows together. Please now join me in the spirit of shared reflection and care as we name this morning's parish concerns. Virginia Taylor shares that her beloved uncle, Richard Johnston, died in late October in Atlanta, Georgia, just 2 weeks before his 102nd birthday. We also share that Richard Fortier is receiving treatment for pneumonia at Mass General Hospital. He is in good spirits and looking forward to coming home as soon as he can. And Cindy Sewell and Rob Whitlassey share that their brother-in-law, Leighton Pierce, had a series of heart attacks earlier this week, followed by a long and complicated open heart triple bypass surgery on Thursday. Today, Leighton is stable, and there is a long road ahead for him. But this morning, Cindy and Rob share gratitude for access to excellent emergency medical care and for the support of this loving community. We send care today to Richard, Virginia, Cindy, Rob, and Leighton, as we also hold all who knew and loved Virginia's uncle, Richard, in love. And just as important as witnessing each other's sorrows is rejoicing in each other's joys. This morning, we celebrate with Doug Hardy and Rosalind Romberg, who welcomed their 5th grandchild, Ira Bellamy Hardy, to the world on Saturday, October 18th. Mother Mackenzie Kulik, Father Andre Hardy, and big brother Preston St. Clair Hardy are all delighted. May we who know grief and sorrow be held in the expansive love that is this spiritual community. And may we who celebrate in joy have our joy amplified as it spreads like pollen among us. Amen.
I want to invite you now into what has become an annual ritual, a litany of remembrance, wherein we will chant, Lorena and I will chant the names of people in First Parish community who have died in this past year and whose names have been shared in the course of the year. And after each name is chanted, we invite you to sing, "You Are Not Forgotten." And there will also be a time of just music after 8 or so names are sung, where I invite you to speak into the space the names that you are carrying in your heart today. Judy Bowden, you are not forgotten. Sandy Mroka, you are not forgotten. Asher Wilson, you are not forgotten. Erica Ann Marsh, you are not forgotten. Kenneth Laird, you are not forgotten. Peter Gore. Stand right, men, you are not forgotten. Peter Sieber, you are not forgotten. Paul Bowden, you are not forgotten. Louise Packard, you are not forgotten. Everly Pringle, you are not forgotten. Dorrit Vander Wilden, you are not forgotten. Sebastian Lasouza Roger, you are not forgotten. Hannah Wasserman, you are not forgotten. Jimmy McIntosh, you are not forgotten. Maisie O'Donnell, you are not forgotten. Dwayne Jenkins, you are not forgotten. Adam McMichael Hart, you are not forgotten. William Reed, you are not forgotten. Olga Headley, you are not forgotten. Susie Baldwin, you are not forgotten.
They are not forgotten. We will remember them. And we're going to do so right now with another litany. This is a traditional blessing in litany form, and I am going to read a phrase and then invite you to respond with the phrase, "We remember them." In the rising of the sun and in its going down, in the blowing of the wind and in the chill of winter, in the opening of buds and in the rebirth of spring, in the blueness of the sky and in the warmth of summer, in the rustling of leaves and in the beauty of autumn, in the beginning of the year and when it ends, when we are weary and in need of strength, when we are lost and sick at heart, when we have joys we yearn to share. So long as we live, they too shall live, for they are now a part of us as we remember them. Please rise in body or spirit for our closing hymn. It's Abide With Me, number 101. It's now time to give and receive our traditional benediction. Please lend your voice. Go out into the world in peace. Have courage. Hold on to what is good. Return to no person evil for evil. Strengthen the faint-hearted. Support the weak. Help the suffering. Honor all beings. And before I invite you to sit to enjoy the postlude, I'm going to remind you to take your photos and objects with you before you exit the sanctuary this morning. Now, please be seated for our postlude